let me go to Reggie, a first-time call out of California. Reggie, welcome to the show. You're on the air.
Hey, can you hear me?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Yeah, how you doing, Jesse?
All is well, Reggie.
Good, good, good. Hey, look, I've been seeing a lot of your videos on the air, on YouTube, and I'm concerned. I'm a lot concerned about your position on the blacks, as you call them. Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so, Jesse, you keep saying that you were raised on a plantation.
Yes.
And you could do this and you could do that. You live a wonderful life. But let me ask you this. Could you go off that plantation and work like at a bank or a grocery store or any white establishment?
Absolutely. Not only could I do it, I did it when I turned 19. There were some of my cousins were going to, they had dropped out of school, they didn't like it anymore, and they would go and get jobs working at car wash and different stores and different things. And so I would go and work during the summer at the car wash or something just to have a little extra money.
And what city was this?
And down in where I went to do the work or where I lived?
Where you did the work?
In Columbus, Georgia.
Columbus, Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't in Alabama.
Yeah, a lot of my folks worked in Alabama too. But
okay, because I'm from Tennessee, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, but Saul went to Georgia. Why do you ask that?
I asked that because I was trying to figure out what a particular, I know you were born in the 50s? You were raised up in the 60s?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I was too. I was raised up in the 60s, right? I mean, we could get work. We could do different things in the community, but it rarely seldom that a black get an opportunity to be a businessman, to be what he really wants to do.
But every black that I knew growing up, they did what they wanted to do. If they you mentioned college. If they wanted to go to college, they went to college. If they wanted to start a business, right?
We could go to college, but and even today, you get a degree, and I agree with you that racism is a old adage for black people. It's not about race.
Right.
It's about opportunity. It's about,
And when you say it's about opportunity, what do you mean by that?
I mean that the state of the country in a capitalist society is about opportunity. And those who have who have the reins of corporations and things of that, they're not giving black people the opportunity to do all that they want. We can't get jobs after we graduate out of college.
Why you can't?
We can get a degree. We can get, let's for instance, you are black. You go into this white corporation and you apply for a job along with, let's say, 5 white people. Okay? You got the same credentials. You got the same, you equal in degree and everything. You think they're going to give you the job instead of the white person?
Yes.
Now that's a... You said they're going to give you the job?
How would you know if they gave it to you or didn't give it to you because of your color? How would you know that?
Because it happens time and time again.
But black people people who own business do that too. They hire other blacks over white people.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Is that right or wrong for them to do that?
Actually, to them it's right.
I'm asking you, is that right or wrong to do that?
No, it's
So
not
then,
right.
so then, what's
It's not right. But it's not about with the black people hiring other white people. It's like white people, they trust white people. They think white people won't rob or steal. They stuff.
but black people don't trust black people because they know that the blacks gonna rob and steal.
But that's not necessarily. A lot of black people are raised up in Christian
But
families
those are some of the
and are
worst.
decent people.
Because
Raised up in Christian
if they
families.
didn't think that way, Reggie, why do black people, when they do want to start a business, they go outside of the black?
You like driving?
They go outside of the black community and start a business. They don't start business in the black community because they know black people are going to steal.
Okay, now what does
Is
that
that
do for the
true or
black
not?
community?
Is that true or not?
On occasions, yeah.
Right.
On occasion.
And so
but
what's wrong with white people
it,
being concerned that if they should hire the black people are going to steal? Since the black people know that black people are going to steal, so what's wrong with the whites protecting themselves?
But it's wrong because it's not always the case.
But then,
You cannot say a whole race of black people. Everybody would steal.
No one said that, but
I asked that. You can't.
No one said that.
Statement.
No one said the whole black, not all, but most.
That's what. Now you saying most.
I always say not all, but most.
But you saying that black people ordinarily then.
I'm sorry?
Would steal and rob ordinarily.
What?
You said that black people ordinarily would steal and rob from the company, so they should hire white people.
I said that black people don't hire other black people. They don't start business in the black community because they know that the blacks going to steal. And they are reluctant to even hire black. I remember black people because they know that blacks, they're going to be late, they're going to be lazy, they're going to complain. And even now, white people don't want to hire because the moment they don't, the whites have to correct them, the black people, I'm going to sue you for racism. You're discriminating.
So you think they should be getting a chance?
And so the white people don't want to be bothered with all that.
So do you think that black people shouldn't be given a chance to prove that they're honest, to prove that they're trustworthy?
I never said that.
Okay, so if they're not given a chance,
let me ask you this:
how are they supposed to succeed if they're not given a chance? Which they're not given a chance.
That's not true.
On the majority,
white people are hiring black people today out of fear of being called racist, and so they're hiring them, and they put up with a whole bunch of mess. Because the blacks know that they don't really have to do anything. They don't have to be good at what they do. They can show up late. They can do whatever they want, and they're still going to get a job, have a job, because the white people are not going to fire them for fear of being called racist. But Reggie, let me ask, why do black people think? Because when I was growing up, it wasn't this type of thinking under the Jim Crow law and all that stuff. Why do black people think they need...
That kind of thinking wasn't allowed, Jesse.
No one can stop you from thinking.
You wasn't allowed to think that.
Let me ask you this.
You were hung from a tree for thinking that.
Reggie, why do black people need white people to give them an opportunity? Why can't they create their own opportunity? What's wrong with them?
You know, the last time black people created their opportunity was Tulsa. You remember what happened in Tulsa?
A couple of blacks and white had a fight, and they had a riot. They had a riot. I'm telling you what happened. Hold on. And they had a riot. They had a riot, and during that riot, they destroyed a lot of stuff. And then when the riot was over, the black people went and rebuilt so-called Black Wall Street. They didn't sit around and wait for some white man to rebuild for them. They did it themselves.
You learn your history. You don't know your history.
I'm telling you, they rebuilt Wall Street, Black Wall Street. But let me ask you, didn't answer my question.
They did not rebuild Wall Street.
Why do black people think that white people need to give them an opportunity? Why can't they create their own opportunities?
Because black people don't have the corporations, don't have the...
What does that mean, don't have the cooperation?
They don't have the cooperate. They don't have the companies. They don't have the job opportunity.
Why was the
black
blacks? Why were the blacks able to do it prior to the so-called civil rights movement, which was the worst thing? Let me tell you this. I don't know where you came from, but let me tell you, that's not true.
They never own corporations.
That's not true. That's not true. Let me name some. Number one, when I was growing up, hold on.
Early 1900s.
When I was Reggie, when I was growing up, one of my aunts, she and her husband, when they married, they bought land. This was so-called during the so-called Jim Crow laws, right? They bought land, buku land, and they had something like, I may be wrong, but something like 17, 18 children, and all their kids went to finish high school, went to college, and they all were taken care of by their father and their mother on their own land. This was during the Jim Crow, because, and I keep using Jim Crow because the blacks are lying and saying that other blacks couldn't make it during then. Also, Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington. Hold on, I'm giving you more. They own the land. They own the land. My best friend and his family bought land, and they own land, and they did their thing. Booker T. Washington founded Tuskegee Institute. He was born out of slavery. My father, my blood father, my daddy, had his own businesses. He started out with a cleaning business, cleaners. He started a motorcycle business where he repaired and sold motorcycles. He finally ended up with a church. But my father always had his own business. And this thing that black people didn't own business, black people used to not beg the white man for anything, though the white man and the blacks worked together, those who had love in their heart. And it's just, once the civil rights movement started, the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks, other than abortion, that's when the blacks stopped doing for themselves and start begging.
That's not true.
And blaming. I didn't grow up with the mentality that white people owe me anything because my environment wasn't like that. My environment, I saw black people working. I saw black people working and taking care of themselves, treating others the way that they would like to be treated. There were this black on black violence wasn't around, and we were taught to work.
Program so you can talk, right? You just want to talk, you don't let them listen.
Go ahead, Reggie.
You grew up. You still have this slavery mentality.
I'm saying that you can do
it. I grew up in a position where we did this and we could do this, but you still talking about having land.
What?
We can be farmers.
I'm talking about business too. What's the slavery mentality that I have?
How you gonna have business? Your slavery mentality is that the slave had it good.
They did.
The slave had it nice. They wasn't beaten. They were treated good. That's what you think.
When did I say that?
I'm asking you, is that what you thinking?
No, I wasn't. I do know that. What?
You were referring black people to the old times.
What?
And this is the 21st century.
When the black people were better, but doesn't that concern you, Reggie, that the black people were better off when they had to make their own way than they are today when the white people is making the way for them and they still can't make it? Isn't that a sad commentary?
No.
Because the blacks are still begging. Think about this, Reggie. Reggie,
what you call begging is asking for opportunity.
But you're not supposed to be asking for opportunity. You're supposed to create.
If you don't have a corporation. Let me ask you something.
Start out, Reggie.
With all the black people that's rich, right? The millionaires, billionaires that's rich. How many of those are making corporations for black people to succeed in the field that they come out in college?
Do they?
They want to be accountant, they want to be engineers, they want to be this and that, but they can't find jobs. I have children that can't get jobs.
What's wrong with your children? They can't get a job.
They won't be. They don't hire them, Jesse.
Who don't hire them? Who don't hire them?
Then it's the corporation, and you just said blacks don't hire them.
Who don't hire?
Who got corporations don't hire them.
Who don't hire?
That got corporations don't hire them.
Reggie.
We don't own nothing.
Reggie.
Just we get a farm, we get a piece of land, and you happy.
Whose fault that you don't own anything?
Capitalist. It's a capitalist world, Jesse. It's a capitalist world. Those who have the money got it.
Whose fault you don't own anything?
I'm not sharing.
You don't have money?
I told you. If you don't have money,
Reggie, hold on. Because of time?
I got money.
Well, how did you get the money?
I got money because I went to college and I got a break with a job. I started off in the post office.
But you're not able to start your own thing?
Yeah, it's not the way white people got it.
Why it has to be the way white people got it? Why don't you start your own thing? Why you keep comparing yourself to white people? Reggie, hold on. I have somebody that wants. Reggie, hold on.
We start our own thing. We don't shop for black from black. We don't cater to black. We don't go in there.
Because we don't trust black people. Black people don't give their best. When you go into a black business, they have bad attitude, everything. Reggie, I have someone that want to talk to you. William want to talk to you. Are you okay with that?
Sure.
All right, hold on.
Put that cord in.
Hey, William.
Hey, Jesse.
You're on with Reggie.
Oh,
Did you want to talk to Reggie?
Yeah.
Okay,
Reggie.
you're on with Reggie.
Good morning. Hey, good morning, Reggie. How you doing?
Good morning.
All right, Reggie. I don't think I'm as old as you, but blacks did have land, lots of it. As a matter of fact, no, Reggie. Let me finish. Blacks did have land. As a matter of fact, some of it is still in my family. 80 acres in Texas.
I have land.
Okay, now wait a minute, Reggie, wait a minute. Some of it is still here.
Reggie, William, get right to your point because of time. Make your point.
Okay, look, they had land, and some of the families still have it. I'm one of them. And as a matter of fact, then when they came to California during the war, our grandfather bought 6 or 7 buildings in the city of San Francisco and kept his land in Texas and bought some more here in California. So that's not true. And blacks had guns, too. And some of those guns are still in my family, too. So I think that's a myth, man.
What do you think was a myth?
You guys are... I had never met the kind of black people that made themselves a victim.
Yeah,
I was told a long time ago.
Yeah.
I was told a long time ago, white man ain't stopping you from doing nothing. I don't want to hear you
talking
talking about
with land. What was your point with land? Because this conversation wasn't about having land. I already said that people could have land. People got land. My wife has land.
So what do you want from the white man then, Reggie?
That's what I want to know.
I done told you that. I'm saying we need opportunities to work outside of the farm. We could always work on the farm. There's no question. We can.
Well, why can't you create your own opportunity?
That's right.
Because what happened in Tulsa, that's why we can't.
Tulsa.
So what we can do is we can integrate. That's the only thing we can do. We can't go back to Africa.
Thank you, William. Reggie, call me again. Reggie, call me again. I got to take a break. Thank you, buddy. Deep in my soul, I do believe we shall overcome someday. Amazing. I was thinking about, by the way, I have a patch on my eye. Some of you can tell. You might not be able to see it because I'm as black as the patch, but there's a patch there. Because I had some work done on my eye this past Friday. So I had to wear it for a minute until, it healed. But all is well. I was thinking about Reggie's call from California. and he was black. He is black. And it's so interesting to me because I wasn't raised that way in Alabama, under plantation, under Jim Crow law. I was never taught, not by example or told, that the white man owed me an opportunity. I was never told that I cannot make it in America because of my color. And so, as a matter of fact, when I was growing up, I was taught to work, and then at 18, going out on your own, get yourself a job. At age 25, buy yourself a house. And if you want a family, get married, start a family. And so that was just my mentality. I was never taught, not one time, that I can't do it on my own. And so I moved to California, and I got jobs at different places because I tried, one place paid X amount of dollars, and I worked there for a minute. I needed more money, so I got another job paying more money, and one job led to another one, till eventually I had my own business. I started my own business, and then I started buying. I bought my own land and bought my own home and everything because it wasn't my mentality that the white man had to provide for me. I wasn't thinking that the white man needs to give me an opportunity. But when I would go to a white establishment for a job, I just went there to apply for a job. I didn't think I would get it or not get it. And if I didn't get it, I didn't think, I didn't get it because I was black. I would just go to another job or another company. And especially with black men, you just don't walk around thinking that you can't do it on your own. You need somebody else to give it to you. That's just not. And Reggie said the blacks couldn't do it because of capitalism. But capitalism is the reason you can do it. It's socialism that you cannot do it. Because people who promote socialism, they're doing it because socialism is about controlling you. And the blacks, not all, but most, they have a socialist mentality. Some will start to come out of that mentality, though. But too many blacks have a socialist mentality. They're not individuals. They don't have a capitalist mentality. They have a socialist mentality because they've been raised since the so-called civil rights movement to think that way. And I'm sick of blacks talking about Black Wall Street. What about Black Wall Street? What that had to do with you? You weren't there. You didn't own anything there. You were not there. What that had to do with your life? And Black Wall Street was rebuilt once the white people, once the riots ended. The black people just sit around and say, oh, poor us. Wall Street is gone. We can't do it anymore. They did it over because that was the mentality of the blacks in those days. To blame someone else for you as an adult is a clear sign of weakness. It really is. A clear sign of weakness. And that's why most black people think they call white people white supremacy, because they believe that white people are better than them. They believe white people are smarter than them. They believe white people are more capable. And so they need, if you believe that way, you're going to need the white people to give you an opportunity. And when they give it to you, you destroy it.